What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're back with some more Destiny 2 and Forsaken DLC news. In today's video we're going to talk about a huge new quest that we'll see in Season 4 to actually obtain one of the exclusive weapons. We're going to talk about how all of that works, and then I wanted to talk about some other Forsaken stuff. We get a look at some new gear that we'll be seeing in the expansion. We'll talk about a new dungeon that is apparently coming in the Forsaken DLC, new strikes, ranking systems, exotic quests and how we'll obtain particular exotics, a couple of things that have been supposedly leaked about the Forsaken DLC, and a bunch of other stuff to round up. So as always guys, if you do enjoy this video, a rating below is very much appreciated. If you're new around here, be sure to hit subscribe. You can also check out my Forsaken DLC giveaway that is linked down below. But for now, let's get into the video. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is a new weapon quest that we'll see in the DLC. So I spoke the other day about a new weapon reward that players will actually be able to pick up from Lord Shaxx. So we'll have a new quest where players can earn Redrix's broadsword. You may have heard some chatter about this one over the past few days. The broadsword features a similar talent arrangement to what you actually saw on the Redrix's Claymore. So you do get Outlaw and Desperado, but the broadsword can get other randomized barrels, magazines, and perks. Kevin Yanis from Bungie confirmed that the broadsword is actually the same archetype as the Redrix's Claymore. So it's going to be a very similar weapon. There's been a lot of feedback about Bungie actually enabling players to get a weapon so similar to Redrix's Claymore without actually doing that same competitive grind from Season 3. So Bungie posted the quest steps for this new weapon. Before we do any opinions or anything like that, let's talk about the steps. So step 1, in the Crucible, defeat 200 opponents with pulse rifle final blows. We've got step 2, which is to reach a Valor rank heroic. In step 3, you'll need to earn 75 double plays in the Crucible. Step 4 requires you to defeat 150 opponents with precision final blows from any pulse rifle. Then you'll need to defeat 50 opponents with arc, 50 with solar, and 50 with void final blows. Then for step 6, complete 25 Crucible matches in quick play, 25 matches in competitive, and 25 matches in rumble. So you can see that this one's going to be a bit of a grind. We do have step 7, complete 20 Crucible bounties. Step 8 is to reset your Valor rank 5 times within a single season, and the 9th step will take you back to Lord Shaxx to claim your reward. So just to detach this from Redrix's Claymore for 1 second, this weapon is going to be one hell of a grind. To complete all of these objectives is definitely going to take a fair amount of time. I'd be curious to hear down below, do you guys think you'd actually pick this up? Personally, I'm not sure that I'd even have enough time to play purely in PvP across an entire season, but that's just me, and I am more of a PvE focused player. But one difference that I personally see between Redrix's Claymore and this one right here is that the broadsword is really a time investment, quite frankly. If you have enough time to do that, then you're going to do it. Whereas with Redrix's Claymore, it was much more of a skill-based thing in my opinion, or skill and a big grind at the same time, but you definitely had to have that skill element, and I don't necessarily feel that that is reflected in what we see with the broadsword right here. But I'd be curious to hear your opinions. Like I said, it's a weapon I probably won't obtain. I don't have Redrix's Claymore either, so my opinion is certainly not the most relevant right here. Should mention though, that Kevin Yanis did say any rank-related objective can be completed any time during the season, and it will count once you hit a step that requires it. So essentially, all of those requirements will be tracked all of the time, whether you're on that stage or not, so whenever you're playing Crucible, you will be making some kind of progress. So like I said, let me know down below whether you think it's a grind that you'll complete. Next though, we have a bunch of other Forsaken stuff to talk about. You may remember that I pointed out some content posted up by Jinsa on Reddit. He was actually showing us some of the armor pieces, the lore and stuff like that. Now Jinsa has actually posted a bunch of new information, but this was from a Reddit post a number of days back. Interestingly, he did point out that Gambit will have a ranking mode called Infamy, but this was actually before Bungie spoke about it on the blog. So it seems like this is a pretty credible source for the information we're going to talk about. You sometimes have to take stuff with a pinch of salt. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on any of it down below. So let's talk about some of the content. Apparently there is going to be 4 new strikes inside of the DLC, one called Warden of Nothing, we've got one called the Hollowed Lair, another called the Corrupted, and then one called Broodhold. One of them is going to be PlayStation exclusive according to what we've been told by Bungie, but apparently these strikes will have Nightfall versions with special challenges, and these would include things like not receiving any arc damage in the final encounter. Next though, they talk about the raid, so of course we're getting into heavy spoiler stuff potentially. Apparently the new raid is called Last Wish, and of course it will have a normal and prestige mode. I've heard some people say Bungie have already confirmed that the raid is called Keep of Voices, that actually is not the case. They did confirm that the tower in the Dreaming City is named the Keep of Voices, and it will be the main location or the starting point for the raid. But apparently the raid boss is called Dul Inkaru, the Eternal Return. Now the poster says they're not 100% sure about that. I'm not sure why that is. But something really interesting to point out, the Eternal Return is actually an ancient belief system that explains that all events in the universe are essentially bound to a circle of repetitive cycles. There is actually a symbol commonly used alongside the Eternal Return, and the symbol is actually an Ouroboros, a snake devouring its own tail in order to grow. And that would be the icon associated with the Eternal Return. But if you look inside of the Dreaming City in the Dreaming City trailer, we do actually see the Serpent icons right here. And one of them is a snake essentially devouring itself. There's a lot of references to wishes as well when it comes to raid stuff. If the raid itself is called Last Wish, we do have new exotics. One is called the Wish Ender. And so with this serpent-like nature that's beginning to emerge and all the references to wishes, it does look pretty likely that Dul Inkaru, if that's even how you say that, the supposed raid boss is indeed an Ahamkara. That is just based on what we're seeing here. If you were looking for more legitimacy in what we're hearing, yesterday I did actually show off a Titan set of gear. This is the Scatterhorn Titan set, also posted by Jinsa on Reddit. He's now posted another, the Reverie Dawn Warlock armor, and as we can see, you need to complete activities and earn rank up packages in the Dreaming City to unlock this stuff. And there are some associated challenges. So some of these pieces of armor actually have data on them that includes complete the dungeon, the Shattered Throne, while wearing a full set of unpurified Reverie Dawn gear. There's another one, become Ascendant while wearing a full set of unpurified Reverie Dawn gear, and purify all pieces of the Reverie Dawn armor set. But going further into the content that's been revealed here, apparently there will be a dungeon called the Shattered Throne. Multiple activities will take place in the dungeon, and he specifies again at some point in the game we will receive an unpurified version of an armor set called Reverie Dawn. And you can upgrade it through the activities inside of the Shattered Throne. This also seems to potentially be linked to the Blind Well in the Dreaming City, or at least that may be the initial source of some of the gear, because Bungie have shown off a lot of this stuff. So Shattered Throne sounds interesting. I guess we'll have to wait and learn more about it. Next though, they talk about exotics. According to some details here, there apparently will be a mission where we have to reclaim the Ace of Spades back from Prince Uldren, and once it's been reclaimed, it will first be a broken version we'll have to repair through a longer series of quests with several steps in multiple activities. So that does sound fairly typical of an exotic upgrade, certainly entirely possible. But then there are details about some changes to clans that we'll see. So there will be milestones and goals such as completing raids, strikes, nightfalls, crucible, escalation protocol with your clan. It's interesting if Escalation Protocol is actually listed there inside of Year 2. Don't know whether they plan to upgrade it at some point. Apparently some of them even require a full 6-player clan fireteam, such as complete the Last Wish raid. And they also added that playing with clanmates can grant special buffs in certain activities, increased recovery, resilience, and mobility. And this actually also links to what Bungie said yesterday, where there will be a bonus for the clan staff inside of Season 4, which actually gives you increased recovery when you play with clanmates. So yet another bit of information which correlates pretty much perfectly right there. Next in the post, they also say we'll have to hunt down escapees of the Prison of Elders in multiple activities. We'll also have to find escapees in patrol zones of other planets, lost sectors, and public events. And these sound like the bounties that I believe the Spider is going to have in the Reef. So Game Informer previously spoke about these kind of wanted bounties that will be coming back to the game, similar to what we had in House of Wolves, and they will be to hunt down additional enemies that have escaped from Prison of Elders, not the main barons from the story campaign, but other enemies which include the Silent Fang from back in Destiny 1, and some of these will actually be housed in Lost Sectors, the new and upgraded Lost Sectors that we'll see in the DLC. But to say something interesting here, collections will include Destiny 1 achievements for console players only, so these will actually be triumphs. Examples are completing campaigns and raids, character transfer to Destiny 2, reaching the Lighthouse, a certain Grimoire score, collection of specific weapons such as Thorn, Last Word, and Galahorn, apparently in some way they're going to be recognized in the Year 2 Destiny 2 Triumph system. So that's pretty interesting stuff as well. They do add that Masterwork cores will be able to be obtained from weekly clan milestones, so every time you clear that out, it will let you receive one Masterwork core. There is also a chance to obtain a Masterwork core with a boss kill inside of the DLC, and Masterwork cores can be purchased. He says he doesn't know where and for which currency, but it does look like there is some kind of purchase option actually going to be in the game. Now, Bungie had said that they do have some plans to create different ways to obtain Masterwork cores, because of course we will be using an awful lot of them inside of the expansion. I spoke previously about the requirement for up to 17 Masterwork cores to upgrade a new Masterwork weapon in Forsaken. So it's definitely going to be a pretty important part of the game. Also, we're still going to have Masterworked armor, so we don't really know what kind of changes we'll see there from the current system. But Masterwork cores from weekly clan milestones, potentially from boss kills, as well as a purchase option definitely sounds positive, and we'll probably see other options there as well. They do mention, as far as cosmetic goes, there will be new ghost types, so new shapes, the pyramids, triangle-like shaped ghosts, something similar to an override frequency apparently, and on top of this they found a Taken-themed sparrow. Of course, we can expect a lot of new content in this style inside of the Season 4 update, especially coming to Eververse and stuff like that, so it absolutely makes sense. If you guys did want any further details officially from Bungie regarding the changes to Gambit, I did make a video about it just last night, so that has all of the details about the new ranking system. On top of this, a bunch of the changes come into the clan system and rewards, how you invest into clans, the bonuses that we'll get, and a sweeping rework of Crucible stuff, including that there will be quests and objectives to actually unlock some of the Crucible rewards inside of Season 4. We can even see that the Better Devils, the Year 2 version, is going to be a Crucible weapon. You can get a version of it from the vendor right here by the looks of things. So of course you can check out this Reddit post. I will link it down below if you want to look in more detail. But I believe all of this data is coming from, content which is in the game right now, or in the database in some form. And of course the armor sets with the lore, with the descriptions, information about bonuses and where they come from, plus all of the icons do suggest that this stuff is pretty legitimate. There's also a lot of stuff which correlates with the news which has been revealed, some of it after this Reddit post, some of it was revealed before. So you do have to take things with a pinch of salt when it comes to leaks, but I'd definitely be curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section. But that is going to summarize the info I wanted to round up in this video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, a like below is very much appreciated. Like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to keep up to date with Destiny 2 content moving forward. But for now, whatever you guys get up to, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you very soon.